former board giving this report is really to consult the sections on how they also envision ESN Portugal 2.0 and how they envision that they can be part of these working groups. So we are asking for your opinion as a consultation, but we are also going to talk about this in the local boards call that we are going to have soon, for you to have some time to think also on how you think they are the priorities. So I think that's it. We are happy to hear your thoughts. I'm happy to hear your thoughts about this, and if you have any questions, we are free to answer.
Thank you, guys. Nice work, I enjoyed. Speakers list is open. Jessica.
Disability, and I think that you answer your question at the same time. To be really fair and to be really honest, we kind of tend to worry about stuff that are easy to change. That's why we have communication manuals, because it's easy for us to see the point of the iceberg and not work actually on the problem. And the problem is inclusion and integration. And at this moment, I don't see that ESN, I believe that ESN is the most inclusive space I have been in, but I don't believe that we have a problem now including people from LGBTQ+, or people from other countries, or people with different political thoughts, well, whatever in this case that are the minorities we are speaking about. I don't feel that we have this problem that much, but we still focus a lot on this, and sometimes I don't understand why. It's too much. We already know that people are doing that. Of course, there are still things that we can change, and of course that we still need to improve our communication, to understand how we can address to people in a different way, to not assume that people want to be called by said name or said gender or noun or whatever, but I'm speaking about helping people that we are not getting into our association because we do not have the capacity or we don't know how. And this happened because we had a deaf international student in ESN Lisboa, and then I received a message from ESN Coimbra that they had it as well this year, and they actually are trying to help, but at the same time it's really difficult for them because it seems a lot of responsibility because universities are not helping that much as well, and then everything goes for the ESNers, and we don't have the knowledge. The thing here is we can decide to help people from, well, we can help everyone and we can be always more inclusive, but do you believe that ESN would like to have or would be a good and a safe space for a person with disabilities?
Right now, obviously not, for example.
No, I'm asking this, like, do you believe that in the end, what is supposed to be ESN?
I mean,
Yeah.
In theory, it's perfect.
Great. We are always saying that it's for everyone and so on. but we are not ready to receive that person, so we would not be a good welcome and onboarding association. And I'm not saying that in 6 months or in 1 year we are going to be perfect, but I think that we need to speak with people that actually know about this. And this is not the SM. It's people that work with these other people every day, trying to change, trying to improve our education system, our hospitals, our daily life, and I think that the SM has to do this.
Just like two related things. There was, I don't know if you remember MAP. Okay, that's a cool thing. ESNUK is doing a cool thing that, I'm not sure if it's ESNUK or a section, that in each event, they say that if it's like, I don't know, very loud, so.
It's in Sweden. They're doing it in Sweden as well, and we have ESN Port doing
But
as well.
I saw that ESNUK was doing that, and like in each event, like there have symbols, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's accessible for like users, it's cool for people with ADHD, and it has like a lot of people. And then for, I don't know, they have like the scale of sound, so you get like different sounds, so.
That was also one of the reasons why we spoke about this working group. I received that feedback and that idea last year. I passed it to the local boards for in the communication and event summit. Porto is actually doing it, I think. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that we actually need to think.
Okay. So I actually added myself to the speakers list. I have like just a comment. This? A comment. I don't know, really happy to see, especially, I don't know, the mobility without barriers, I guess. And about what you were talking about, I'm really excited. And Jessica said, like, for me, the keyword, we try to do that, it's in theory. And it's really nice to see, like, about that is trying to do something practical with it. I was really, really, like, happy with this. And when you asked, Sarah, like, those questions, I really, really understand what you are saying. I truly do. And I'm really happy about this. And I truly believe you will accomplish something about this. And I think we can really do something. Because, yeah, it's extremely important. And we all say, yes, we accept, but do we show it? Do you understand what I mean? And I think you now are showing that we do accept them. Like, just because of this. This is like the start of like showing that we do accept them. And I don't know, I was just like, I don't know, really happy about this. And I wanted just to like tell you this. And now, Julian.
Sorry. Okay. Hello, everybody. Good morning. So our question, first of all, thank you very much for the work and for the work today. And our question is related to the working group about the future of the local boards. So, we think that this is a good working group and everything, but it should be discussed more with the local boards, because at the moment, at least CSN Porto doesn't have an idea of how this could be developed. Like, are we going to do documents? Are we going to do consultations through the semester, something like this? And we also think that we should be careful with the people that are going to join that working group, because maybe sometimes they're not aware of the reality of being a local board, and in different sections you have different realities as well. So it may be like very humble, and it can be a bit confusing. So we will recommend that this is what is the topic brought up in the meeting, so we can talk more and see if this actually makes sense for all the local boards and things like this.
If I can add something, that was a comment, right? I completely understand what you just said. Just to add to that is that the goal of this working group is for us to discuss that. So we're not trying to force something on the local sections, on the local boards. We're trying just to talk about it and see if it makes sense, because on the national level, it had to start somewhere. like the conversation started. It didn't start last year or 2 years or 3 years. It started a long time ago, and this is a good opportunity. Seeing the national board also going through a restructuring to see what makes sense on the local level. But I completely understand what you're saying about someone being part of the working group and not being 100% aware. But at the same time, this working group is open for everyone. So you as local boards, especially you, if you are truly interested in this, and I think you are, maybe you should be the first people to like, you know, come forward and say, I really want to be part of this, and let's discuss this and see how we can like grow in the future. But I completely understand what you said.
Person.
Okay, so I would like to first just make a quick comment about what Jessica was saying. It's not related to this necessarily, but she was talking about LGBT inclusiveness, and I just wanted to say that I grew up in a very religious environment where my sexuality was constantly questioned and rejected, and ESM is the most LGBT friendly place I've ever been, and I feel extremely validated. So yeah, thank you so much all of you for that. Extremely validated. Yeah. Well, so the second one is I totally agree with what Paula said regarding the mobility without barriers. I feel very passionately about the topic and being able to provide the accessibility that people with disabilities need. And even though I think that we have the vision and we have the will to make this perfect environment for everyone, we are not taking actionable steps to be able to provide them the best experience. Because I don't think this is just our responsibility, obviously, because Erasmus in itself, it's not yet inclusive for people with many different disabilities. I remember perfectly having a conversation with my local board, local section, sorry, where Carla was saying, some of you might know her, was saying that anyone who wants to study in the University of the Belas Artes cannot reach the university. You cannot say it's accessible because anyone that has mobility issues cannot ever reach it. So that's not our responsibility, but I think we have a lot we can do. And just knowing how to have the onboarding of people with blindness, deafness, or whatever is really great. Now I do have a question for you. I think this is advice that all local sections need, because we noticed that there's a lot of support positions or working groups that are not filled or are filled with basically the same faces that you see here. So I wanted to actually ask for your advice, because you've all been in local board, the local section before once too. How can we create the incentive for our members to participate more in the federation? Yeah, that's it. I will get more, but we need your help to bring more people in.
It's tricky, you know. I was LR for 2 years, obviously, in Lisboa, and it's tricky. The only advice that actually we spoke about this that I can give you is that sometimes the things that we discuss, like when we start to present these topics, they already have a negative value. They already know it's about yes in Portugal, and they don't want to be